Timeless Love Bombs return for some hot Texas action. Hyan and Maya, we apologize in advance.
We like you, but we love us.
Only three things will collide. Our hearts, our hips, and your heads.
And like we always say,
Mwah, mwah.
Wow, and I agree with John Moxley. That championship is like none other because it was a sensational tournament.
Certainly was. Moxley has found himself. Speaking of finding themselves.
Luther heralds the entrance.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Luther, Tony Storm, and Mina Shirakawa, the Timeless Love Bombs!
Nothing like the Timeless Love Bombs, I think you would agree. How about this? Fans absolutely love Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa. Even though they did not win the inaugural Women's Tag Team Championship, they are certainly a force in that division.
No question about it. Many people consider them the favorites to become the first ever AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Fate would play a different hand, though. That saw them losing in the final to the actual winners, the Babes of Wrath. Congratulations, of course, to now the two-time TBS champion and one half of the tag team champions, Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, Willow set history in a couple of ways. First time ever women's tag team champ and the first time ever winning two championships simultaneously in the women's division as we go back to the ring.
And their opponents, Hyan and Maya World!
You've seen a lot of these two ladies, Maya World and Hyan. They've been very, very efficient, working together quite well. And, you know, pretty soon the wins are going to come, and it could start here tonight.
Certainly would be a huge feather in the cap. Were they able to pick up a victory here? Nice reaction for two Texas natives who faced each other on a number of occasions before coming to AEW, but never teamed together. And to your point, Tony, they have shown great promise since teaming. Great showings against the British champion, Alex Windsor, and the former AEW Women's Champion, Riho. One of the founding women's tag teams, Ty J. Of course, last week on Collision, facing off against the tag team champions, the Babes of Wrath. But this, as you said, a huge opportunity here. And one wonders, after what happened this past week on Dynamite between the Timeless Love Bombs, whether they'll be able to gel together, so to speak.
Well, they seem that way walking out. And a leg trip that time as Maya, who, by the way, is a Dallas native. Oof. And over the top.
Interesting evasion there.
Absolutely. She has plenty of ups, plenty of speed. Look at that kick.
Yeah, well, deceptively agile. You see on her chest it says, the It Girl.
Uh-huh. And now she's going to bring in Hyan. Hyan, by the way, a graduate of the University of Houston. And decided to go into pro wrestling, even though she was summa cum laude. Side headlock on the former Women's World Champ, Tony Storm, who has a following in the women's division, I would say, like none other, Nigel. And we have so many great women's wrestlers and women's champions here. We got tag team champs. We got a new TBS champion like you talked about. But Tony Storm's following is like none other. Shotgun drop kick off of the near side ropes.
And even though the current champion, Chris Statlander, has certainly silenced any critics, that she is a credible champion. Many people feel that Tony Storm still synonymous with the title. Her title reign, of which she said she loved every single disgusting, sweaty, sexually questionable second. Clearly propagating the stereotype that Australians are sexually indiscriminate.
Wow. Okay.
How do you think the koala's got chlamydia?
That's from Nigel McGuinness, by the way. And a pickup.
Ooh, New Year. Same Nigel McGuinness. Here's a cover.
One. We would expect nothing less. Absolutely. Great to be working with you again. And fans, it's great to be with you here on not only TNT on Saturday nights, but on HBO Max. Again, what a year we have coming up. We'll be talking about some of the events coming up in the next couple of weeks. And some of the big events coming up in the future here tonight. Ducky low that time. double leg shotgun. Maya and Hyan both go down, and a hip attack. And Hyan goes tumbling down to the far side, and Maya will join her. And now the love bombs here. What are they going to do? A little double team action, so to speak. And up on top. Oh, hold your balance. That's what teamwork's all about. And a big crossbody from the inside out. And the fans here in Dallas love what they're seeing. We're going to continue to stay with us.
Well, great cohesion between Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa thus far in the match. Certainly would behoove us to mention what happened this past week on Dynamite, Tony. A little bit of abrasion between the two timeless love bombs after Toni Storm's Citrus Boy a little bit too handsy on the former AEW Women's Champion.
Okay, we're going to be hearing from Eddie Kingston Ortiz a little bit later on. There's another story we'll talk about. Did you say Citrus Boy? I'll make sure I got this right.
It's Citrus Boy. That's
Orange
what
Cassidy
Toni
is
Storm,
who you're talking about.
Yes, of course.
Of course. Okay,
Quoting Toni Storm. She is certainly very quotable. Mina Shirakawa here, though, looking to avoid the tag. Because the tag was made to the boot. It wasn't illegal, but this one is. And now Shirakawa in trouble as Hyan and Maya World. Whoa, look to really make a statement now against the former Ring of Honor. Oh, cover.
1, 2, got a 2 count. Leg drop that time by Hyan. Luther starting the cheers here. Luther has been on the injured list for a little while, but he is back. And there you see our TNT winner gets a shot at the TNT Championship coming up tonight between two great luchadors. Here's a tag, and here comes Maya World. Speaking of women's tag team, how about this? The Mega Problems in action coming up.
Over there, facing are going to have mega problems.
We heard from Darby Allin. We're going to see Darby and Wheeler Yuta coming up a little bit later on. There you go. How about that? There's a hip attack for you from Maya World.
Both Maya World and Hyan, as we've mentioned, Texas natives. And there's, to me, there looks like an added degree of confidence from wrestling in their home state.
You know, I think you're right about that. I think there is confidence, and I think the fans getting behind you really bring your confidence up. Would you agree? I don't know if you ever had fans behind you or not cheering for you, but...
You weren't there in Manchester, I take it then.
I was in Manchester. I was just being
Wembley
facetious.
Stadium, what about that?
They cheered for you everywhere. But it's because they really don't know you. We have a sellout crowd on hand. We are so glad you're with us here on this Saturday night, coming to you live from the Esports Stadium in Dallas, in Arlington, Texas. Little double team by Maya and Hyan that time. And down goes Mina. 1, 2, and got a 2 count. How about that teamwork?
Hyan and Maya World came out to make a statement, a signature victory. Came close to doing it there. They have cut the ring in half, as you can see from your screen. Shirakawa actually positioning herself closer to Toni Storm to make the tag if she gets the opportunity. Got to get over there.
Missed the kick that time, but did not miss the back fist. And fans, we are excited about tonight, but also this Wednesday, we're going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the BOK Center. By the way, JR will join us for that telecast on Dynamite. Jim Ross returns. We'll be in Tulsa this coming Wednesday. We'll be back here next Saturday at the Esports Stadium as Toni Storm comes in with the big chops. The big Mongolian chops that time. And also, we're going to have Maximum Carnage in Phoenix coming up on Wednesday, January 14th. And then Dynamite comes to Orlando, the Edition Financial Arena, Wednesday, January 21st. DDT. Tickets available at AEWTIX.com. 1, 2. And a 2 count that time.
Maya World had really strung a lot of offense together against Shirakawa. Made the mistake of allowing Shirakawa to tag in the former AEW Women's Champion.
And Toni Storm still down and roll over. How about this from Hyan? Good pickup. Face first, face buster, if you will. Bulldog and shotgun drop kick. Great teamwork here. 1, 2. No, didn't get it. 2 count. That was it. There's a little bit of disappointment on Hyan's face right there, and understandably so.
And she realizes how close she came to a 3 count over one of the women that really has put the AEW women's division on the stand.
Double team blockbuster. 1, 2. Got a high stack.
Wow.
And Mina just barely got in there. That would have been it.
Could have been. Toni Storm was not moving.
She was not. Look how slowly Toni Storm's trying to get to her feet here. But they're just going to kick her down. Toni still getting back up. Hyan double team here, and Toni ducked through. Hooks onto the ropes. Meanwhile, from the top.
Missile drop kick from Shirakawa, but Storm still the legal man. Wait a second. Shirakawa's calling for something.
Looks like she's going to do a hip attack of her own.
Not sure if that's her hips.
Whatever. And that's her hips, by the way. Being whipped in with a hammer throw from, yikes, from Toni Storm. Here comes, boom! Maya down, dazed, and a sling blade from the top. And that may lead Toni Storm into a Storm Zero. On the outside, a tornado, and there's the Storm Zero, and there's the cover, and that is it.
Here are your winners, the Timeless Love Bombs!
Well, smooth sailing for the Timeless Love Bombs. No consternation from this past week. All water under the bridge, perhaps, Tony.
I would think so, and I would hope so. No doubt. A little celebration going on with Mina Shirakawa and Timeless Toni Storm. Reaching out, shaking the hands of Hyan and Maya World. Those 2 young ladies gave them everything. And like we said, we're going to be seeing a lot of those 2 young ladies in the near future. But right now, the celebration goes on with Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
The Babes of Wrath had better be ready. This tag team has gold in their future.
Oh, look at this. Little dabby to the brow from Luther. Bravo, Love Bombs, bravo. I would say the same thing.